good. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing this afternoon? Little quick, random Thursday afternoon live stream. Thought we would take a look at this guy amongst other things eventually. That's a teaser there. So, how's everyone going? Let's see. We've got Aaron on here. You've been active lately. Plan on uploading videos soon. Awesome, Aaron. Glad you're continuing to make your stuff. Blue Streak, you're on time. Yeah, it's I'm early, so it's what it is. So, what's up, Lucas? And yeah, loving seeing some Transformers Prime figures. Never got the original one of this guy, and wanted it. I think they only made him as the Beast Hunters version, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyway, if anyone else is out there watching who has not watched before, welcome y'all to the Weekly Transformer. Today we're going to take a look at Transformers Age of the Prime Smokescreen. Let's pop this guy open. Come on, you. I don't like to tear my boxes. There we go. Luce, you can say you was in the middle of leaving a comment on a post when you got the notification you're streaming. Nice, nice. Sorry, I'm gonna get a little drink here. I don't know if you have Aldi where y'all are, but man, we're on these Vive, Vi, whatever you call them. Anyhow, it's the Aldi brand of LaCroix, and they're really good. Oh man, that's good and bubbly. All right, get him out of this here. I was actually very surprised to find this guy at the Walmart in my hometown of all places that never has anything. Well, we have the return of a plastic burrito here. with his 2 blasters. Man, when Hasbro went non-plastic free, they sure did go non-plastic free. Well, look at those guys there. These are like his blasters that he used in Transformers Prime. I really like that about Transformers Prime, that their arms would just kind of into the blasters. That's how the Optimus Prime that I have, he's got the blasters. Get him out of his bondage here. Oh, come on, you. We're just going to pull you through. You going to pull through? Yeah. Any Transformers Prime fans out there? I think I found that like a lot of people didn't like Prime, and I'm not sure why. I really enjoyed the Transformers Prime show. Maybe it seemed too human focused, but humans at least, they actually did stuff. So that was, that was good. You know, everyone had their little thing. Raph was the tech guy. Jack was the leader. Miko donned the Apex armor and fought alongside the Transformer. So that was super cool. Oh man, he's got some beefy thighs. I really like that. I like those thick legs. I'm sorry, thighs. He's got some beefy calves. I like that a lot. Get him to tab in well here. Oh, he's got some junk on his things here. Come here, you. There we go. Now maybe he'll tab in correctly. Yeah, Lucas, he does look cooler than I thought he was going to. Hasbro has a habit of their promo images looking like just dog crap to me. They make things look like, I don't know. This doesn't look as appealing, but in hand, he's looking good. I will say, so he doesn't seem to want to tab in and stay together very well here. I'm not sure why that is. He's got 2 little ports here, but there's nothing for them to tab into, so I imagine that's going to be for alt mode. Unless they're supposed to tab in slightly on the back of the shoulders, but then that's going to hamper. No, they do. So those do tab into the shoulders. They're supposed to. Hampers arm movement a little bit, so. Let's see if we can get it to stick on there, though. Man, they really don't want to stick on there, do they? There we go. All right, got him to stick on. It just feels like it sits up a little too high, like it's at his shoulders. His chest is just at his shoulders. I wish it would have come down a little more. I think it would have made him look a lot better. I really like that they included the phase shifter on here. If you know anything about Transformers Prime, you know about him getting the phase shifter. And so that's a nice little detail. I love when the designers pay attention to stuff like that. A hand popped off already. So, all right. So again, Transformers Prime, their arms can rotate around. You can stick a blaster on them. And that looks pretty nice. I like that a lot. Looks pretty sick. Pop that back off real quick and run over the figure. So for articulation, we get a nice full 360 at the head and up and no down, but ball joint lets him go up very nicely. Move his wings back. We can get a 360 at the shoulder. Arms that go all the way out. Over a 90 at the elbow. I imagine that's going to be for transformation. Bicep swivel above the elbow, which is always good. No wrist rotation, wrist go in again for that weapons gimmick. And actually, he's got a double jointed elbow. So that's pretty cool. Nice double jointed elbow action going on there. Waist, he's pretty tight. Oh no, that wasn't good. I wonder if I need that. Waist can go 360, but he's on a mushroom peg that just popped off as well as something else. So let me see if I can find what else popped off here. Oh, Lord. Well, I'm afraid that's going to be needed, and I'll have to find that after the stream because I'm not digging through all my stuff. So legs go out all the way. We get a full front and a full back. If it wasn't for the back kibble here, we get a very tight 90 at the knee and a really nice deep full-on ankle tilt. So this guy articulates pretty dang well. My only complaint is this chest piece does not want to stay tabbed in. There's a couple points right here that these two pegs are supposed to stay into, and they'll go in, but they don't like to stay in super well. So let's see here. All right, catch some comments here. Yeah, Blue Streak. TF Prime was good. I really enjoyed that show. More than like some people I've found. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why people didn't like it. Luke, you say, okay, you said I already got that one. And Blue Streak, hopefully Hasbro will make TF Prime for Age of the Primes better than the animated Prime from Legacy. Yeah, the animated Prime wasn't as good as I wanted him to be. The proportions were a bit off. That's why I have actually the KO version. Ugh. So I got the KO by Wii version of him that came with the upgrade kit from, well, I guess a KO of the DNA upgrade kit. And the proportions here look way better. They slimmed down his waist. They've given him some better paint here. Of course, they gave him the Optimus head from the original animated toy. And again, all this extra stuff. This dude is beautiful. And he's like way tighter too. The Hasbro version, his legs were very, very wibbly. And just giving this more slim down waist here, I feel makes him look a lot better. And this was like $25. I mean, come on. Get him back there. I'm very disconcerted about this part that went away. I really want to know what that piece is. So, oh, I like this. I really like that his wings can tilt up, or rather his, dang it. Can't think. I really like that his doors flip up for his wings. They are in a bit odd of a position, I feel. I feel if they would have hinged from here more instead of just like a panel here. I know this is for like some gold wing doors action that he does, but I just think it would look better if it could have hinged from somewhere in here, but then it would probably compromise the car mode. But overall, so far, I think he looks really, really good. There's a lot of engineering pieces that are bothering me here. These legs are not wanting to stay tabbed in. They just keep popping out here. As mentioned, the chest keeps popping out here as well. But he's got some nice paint. Let's see, where's it? Like, I really like this paint here. I like the detailing on the sides all the way around. And the face sculpt paint, I think, works really well on him. Really like the little red detailing on the side. I think that definitely adds some more character to the face. Let's put this guy in car mode real fast and see if the piece that popped off is necessary or not. And be wary, man. This guy is on a mushroom peg waist that does not have an end cap. And this thing just keeps on popping off, much like the animated Prime did. Okay, we're just going to separate them apart. This is nice. His head and all this hinges completely around to go into the front of the car mode. I like that full swing piece of engineering there. Of course, we're going to have the fist flip in, and these are going to make the front of the car. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Yeah. Nope. There we go. There. I'll turn this where you guys can see it. Fist come all the way down. They're going to tab in there together like that, and then come in like that. Let me turn it this way so I can kind of get it oriented a bit better. All right, now the car. So this is real nice. This is very evocative of some of the original toys, how other parts would fill in the gaps here. So we have these gaps here. I was worried they were going to leave those, but the car hood does come all the way down and cleans those up very nicely for a very nice car front. And I'm just going to do this in two separate pieces because they keep splitting apart. So, of course, we're going to have some standard leg transformation here, I'm guessing. So let's just see. So it's going to be a very tight hinge down and bend and cover up. Oh, yeah. Classic wheel transformation or leg transformation. So, we go, golly, if I can break that off. Oh, boom, boom, push in. We like to call the side swap push there. So we're going to tab them together in multiple places. Get them tabbed in correctly here. Get this here and there and there and there. Then let's just pop him back together here. There we go. Got him back together. And I feel he's got to squinch in just a little more. Oh, man. So he's not holding together very well. I'll say that. Come on, you. Oh, my gosh. Go where you're supposed to go. He's almost there. It's like I just got him almost there. But he's not wanting to completely tab together in the back. Get this front to tab in better. No, those don't go around because that's his waist rotation there. I don't think the piece that popped off actually matters that much. So, what's up, Lee? That tab in there, that tab in there. Okay. Maybe there. Okay. That would seem to be more complex than it had to be. And then get his windows, doors pegged into the sides here. And boom. Here we have him in car mode. And wow, this car mode looks way better than I thought it was going to when I first saw those promo images. The promo images definitely make it look way more squat than it is. And it is a pretty squat car, but it's really, really nice. The transformation to get here was kind of a pain, though. The back just didn't really want to tab in, but when you get it locked into the sides and the doors here, it does stay together pretty well. And let's check its rollability. Front wheels are a little bit off, but man, that looks nice. I could really see them maybe recoloring this into a blue streak or something like that. Maybe they will do the full Dachshund treatment because surely they're not going to use this mold one time. Maybe we'll get a prowl out of this. That would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get a blue streak. Maybe we'll get a silver streak. So yeah, it looks really nice. Again, classic bottom of a car, but I haven't seen the front fold up work in a long time. I haven't seen them do this in a while. This past weekend, I was in my hometown, and I had my alternator's blue streak, and his front, you curl his arms up underneath like this, and I really like that they did that to make the front of his car, car here. Again, like I said, we can open the doors on him. He's got some like gull wing action that happens here. So that's pretty neat. Really makes me wonder what else they could do with that. The last time we got some kind of door action like that was with Gigawatt, you know? All right, let's see. What do we got here? Lee says nothing much. Lucas says maybe the part that fell off was keep the waist together. Perhaps. It goes on the back, though. It doesn't seem to affect transformation. So, and that is a mystery where that thing flew off to. I really haven't. It disappeared into the void. So we do have pegged on wheels, but at least they did the pegs on the inside instead of on the outside. So it definitely makes the car mode look a lot better. And I'm really liking the way this car looks. It's hard to tell on camera, but the white's beautiful. Very stark, but not chalky. Very beautiful coloration, and the color breakup on it is really nice too. The way we just go from silver, blue, white, silver on here. We are a little bare back here. It would be nice if the window louvs back here were painted in this nice silver that they have here on the shins. I like that they detailed the sides of the spoiler though. That looks really good. And hey, look, you can make a spoiler that's built onto the car. Maybe we should have done that for some Countachs. So, All right. Lee says, are you planning on buying Armada Jetfire for Armada Optimus Prime? Lee, that thing's been on pre-order for over a month now. So the answer would be yes. Actually, I had a pre-order on Pulse and on Amazon until I canceled one of them. So, Big Easy, I like it. I'm happy with my purchase. Oh, so Big Easy, you have smokescreen here as well? Cool. I'm glad you like it too. There's a couple of things that I'm not sure about with him. His legs in robot mode, they don't want to. The side pieces don't seem to want to like stay in place, and the shins don't want to stay in place on mine. But I really like this detailing on the inside of where the doors open up. That's something that's not really going to be seen, but it's nice to have there. And if you squish the doors in, it adds a little bit of offset that I think adds a little bit more character to it. So I really like the fact that it's not just a full smooth side. There is like a little kind of step down. That adds a lot of character to this and keeps it from being just super plain, I think. Blue should say, yeah, that's cool looking. And that is the problem with most of the new figures. Pieces are always popping off way too easy. Well, hey, Big Easy, if you have this, can you tell me what piece went here? Because it popped off just automatically. At the very first of the string when I was transforming this. It's a piece that goes on the back. I don't know if it covers up the back or something like that. Back at the waist. So one of the other things they advertise about this guy is how you can take his little blasters and you can pop them in the back end. So let's do that. And yes, you can do it. It looks goofy as all hell because these are his feet. And I don't know why you would advertise this because he can't roll. Like his feet set off. They're not even level, or they're past the level of the wheels. I think you can see that pretty well there, which doesn't allow him to roll when you put his blasters back there, which I don't really care about that anyhow. But that's pretty annoying, to be honest. So and let's see if we can do this. We can't. So on a lot of our modern figures, we don't get as many 5mm ports as we used to. He's got some on the back of his feet. He's got one on the top of him here. And then he's got a 5mm port on the inside of his doors, which would make you think that you could put these on the inside of here and close his doors. for storage. Not at all. There's no space for clearance for that. So not sure why that's there. If that's just for maybe something in the future, probably for something they're going to use this mold for in the future, if I had to guess. A Blue Streak, have you heard talk of a Blokey's TF Prime Optimus? Yes. Blokey's has a TF Prime Optimus, one of their larger scale model kits, which is not the classics. It's the, I can't remember the fact of it. Actually, I was looking at it last night. No, I was looking at it today. They do have one, and it looks really good. He looks more. So what I like about while not fully accurate, the thing I like about the first edition one is I actually like kind of the squareness of his arms here. The Blokey's kit is very rounded, and it maybe seems too rounded, which actually is within the aesthetics of the show. But looking at it like in a physical piece, it seems like too like gorilla arm bulky. So I kind of prefer this, I think. Of course, that is looking at an image versus having something in hand. And man, I'll say it again. If you want a Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, APC Toys, Attack Prime, I believe is what they call them. They keep doing reissues of this guy. Fantastic. My version is, I don't even know what numbered version it is. You probably won't read on camera, but the blue has a little bit of like a metallic blue fleck to it. Very, very nice. It came with the Star Saber. It's got a little spot here on his back that you can click it to. And this is what I was talking about. You can take his guns and you peg them in the right way, and it looks like it looks like he has the blaster coming out of his hand. Very, very great figure. So I just don't feel compelled to get like the Blokey's figures that are like perfect representations of a character. I kind of don't feel like getting those because I already have some pretty good representations of a lot of the characters. I actually prefer their more stylized renditions. Like, oops. And actually, he's not very stylized, but I prefer their little renditions instead of being like super accurate. And I will say they are getting more accurate because that is pretty dang close to this. So, and then I have the masterpiece back there too. So that's a great little Blokey right there, man. So many pieces on that guy, so many little things putting him together. So, all right, let's pop this guy back into his robot mode real quick. Big Easy, if you were still there, let me know what that piece was that popped off, because I need to find it. There we go. Easy enough. Hood ratchets out like so, which is nice. The back is actually pinned in here. I really like the way that the arms fold in to make the front of the car. I couldn't see that. There we go. I really like the way that those arms fold in to make the front of the car. So here's one thing that is a shame about this figure. The way his hood has to go down and to peg into the little tabs here, I feel this could have been a hinge here. Now you do have an arm hinge here, but it just seems like it wants to go down right there as well. See here, there. Let's see if I can get those little pieces pegged in that I was just talking about. All right. And maybe this time the legs will have better luck staying in place. They are. That joint was really stiff when I just opened it up, so be wary of that. How does this even lock in? Let's see if we can get this to lock in. It's supposed to rotate around there. This is how it came out of the box. And it's not wanting to fit. There we go. Okay, that's why they want to stay tabbed in. So you have to have the wheel wells turned this way to actually get the legs to stay together. I say that and then it came undone. So maybe not. It seems like there is a little mechanism there that's supposed to lock in, or a little tab that's supposed to lock in somehow. There we go. So if I can get you to do your thing now. Okay. So I figured it out. Rotate them around and they will stay tabbed in. Not the best, but at least it's better than without them. So, all right. So why does that happen? Interesting. So this is really interesting, y'all. All right, so we have a peg here. It goes into this receiver here for transformation, or for alt mode. But in his bot mode, you get another little piece here that locks into. But why would you want to do that? Because then that locks in his knee joint. So that's a mystery. I really wonder what they're pre-tooling this guy for, because that's got to be something right there. That has to be something, unless it's something I missed. Okay, so that's my problem. So that was actually his crotch that popped off earlier. There we go. I think this was turned around backwards in the box. So I'll have to roll the tape back later and see what it actually was. Then we'll go ahead and put his blasters on his hands again. Boom and boom. And there's the screen of the smoke. One more time. My only complaint about this guy is how high up his chest sits. Now, I know that that's where most of the others from even Siege sit, but I feel they at least taper down a little more. It seems like his chest is at his neck, like bro got traps. Other than that, this is a fantastic looking figure. I don't think anything is worth $30 that you have to spend on these. Now, I bought two and it cost me $60, and I about just had to come apart once I rung those up. That being said, I mean, this looks, dude, this guy looks fantastic. Would I recommend? If you're a Transformers Prime fan, I would 100% recommend this guy. I think he looks great. And from a distance, the way the wings actually flare out here, or the doors flare out here, looks great. Oh, dude, that's really sick. Okay, I'm super hyped on this figure now. I'm super hyped on this. So, Lee, sorry, man. Have a good trip to the store. Hope you find some good stuff. Let's see. Let me catch up on some comments here. Yeah, it's his hit piece. Yep. Let's see. Silver waist piece. Yep. Okay. Lucas, you say, well, one blokies I'd like to get one day is Tarn with nickel. That one looks nice. Who recently got that? I think Will recently got that, if I'm not mistaken. I think he said something about he got Tarn. That one looks pretty good, I will say. And that's one of those that, even though I think the Tarn figure we have is pretty good, we don't have a nickel. So so that would be a good one. And let's just make the nickel joke. If I had a nickel for every time they made a nickel out of a model kit, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't very much. But still, it's pretty crazy. Because they made 2 model kits within like 2 months of each other that were both Tarn, that both had nickel with it. So just to explain my Doofenshmirtz joke there. So I'm going to try to find that waist piece real fast. It's got to be right over here. Oh, man, I'm just knocking over all kinds of. Y'all don't even know how much like stuff that I have here. Just have a pile of stuff down here. This is a problem. I just have stuff sitting back here that I still haven't gotten to open yet. And where did that hip skirt? Ah, I found it. Oh no. Ugh. Look. There we go. There we go. Now he looks better with his little cod piece on there. So, yeah, man. This guy's great. Highly recommend. And let's see if he is blast. Man, this thing is making me burp. Let's see if he's blast effect compatible. Get the box of blast effects out. What color do we want to go with? I know. We'll go with the ripping red raspberry. All right, moment of truth. Come on, guys. You're going to give him blasters with holes in it. And what's wrong with Hasbro not making their blast effects compatible with anything anymore? They do that with everything now. Like it won't work on anything. Like Ultra Magnus' gun look like it should do it, but it won't. So that's very disappointing because this guy is screaming to have a blast effect just blobbing out of his hand there. Just it's missing it. Like so. That's very disappointing, especially after I went and got the blast effects. Hasbro, you're going to do me like that? Let's see. Oh, cool. All right, Booster, you say you hope they fix Bulkhead. You don't like the mold they chose for him. Nope, that thing sucked. Or I'll say his Bulkhead, I feel that sucked. Again, that was a thing. The chest was not right. It was too much of just a square box. And then they're going to use it again and make breakdown out of it. Still didn't work. His head was so tiny, like so tiny on that. The only thing that I felt like really actually worked with it was the Heat Wave. And Heat Wave So I got the Heat Wave because the first real Transformer that I bought, the youngest, was of Rescue Bot's Heat Wave. And so I just felt like that was a nice kind of bring me back to him being a baby type of thing. And I feel like this works really well for Heat Wave. The truck mode is atrocious though for him, but I really like the way that this whole thing looks. And I especially like the way, so the original Heat Wave toy, that was where his fist kind of scrunched up and came out, wasn't from the front like this, and they molded that into this. So I think that this is the best use of the Bulkhead mold to me, at least. And let's be honest, that thing was always going to be Hound at some point. I don't know why they didn't do that, but you know. Blue Sugar say you like the Rescue Bots is getting some decent attention too. Well, it got 3 attentions, right? We got Heat Wave, we got Chase, and no, that's the only 2 it got. We got Heat Wave and Chase. Like I was really hoping they would like carry that out and at least give us Boulder and oh man, what was the helicopter's name? Because that one wasn't Whirl. Rescue Bots Academy had Whirl in it, and Whirl was a girl in that one. That one was Blades. Yeah, Blades. I was really hoping they would give us the 4 main cast of that, but all we got is Heat Wave and Chase. And the Chase mold, I really like the Chase mold as well. And when that one came out, I looked at it and I said, that's going to be TF Prime Cliff Jumper. I know it. Yeah, I could tell because of the way the pipes went up on the side, and it was. I knew it. I knew that was a pre-tool for something. They weren't just going to give Chase a figure like that. And now they've released that Cliff Jumper like 2 times. And I bet we'll see it again as something else. But yeah, I really like that. I really like too, because this, they gave him his double blaster that came with, I guess, like more of the Energon up one, the weirder version of him, I feel, because the one that came with this gun, he had like the weird neck and stuff. Is real strange. His axe is tiny, so he gets to have Optimus's axe, because Optimus, he doesn't need an axe because he's got the Magnus hammer. So, you don't need an axe when you got the Magnus hammer. Not anymore. So, all right, put this guy up real quick. And let's put Prime up real quick. Get this back over here. Come on, you need to, there we go. Twist you back over this way real quick. Boom. But yeah, all in all, time it is. Yeah, we got time. All in all, I am very impressed with, I almost called him Blue Streak here. I'm very impressed with Smokescreen here. Aside from the weird proportions on the chest, this guy is probably one of my favorite figures so far from this wave. And we've had some bangers that have come out here in the last couple months. The Kranix, I think, is still a wonderful figure. Sideways, great as well. But man, he's good. Also, man, Sideways is too small. That's just too small. But he does some things, so I guess I can forgive that. I have him sitting over. No, there went Kranix. I have him sitting over here with Unicron and the Kranix Unicron and the drone from the Quintessons, which I still love this mold. I still think this is a good mold. This is the Ironhide I use instead of the 86 Ironhide. I'm trying to sell that one because I like that one better. That's just mine. So, Blue Streak, gonna head out. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I will see you next time. I sent you an email. Got some tracking on that, and I see from my mailbox flag that it is down. So the USPS has picked it up, and hopefully they've shot it with their gun. That'll show you that it's on its way. I'm not sure when it'll get to you. Up there in your location from here. Probably first next week or something like that. But thanks for stopping by. Dogs are down there barking like crazy for some reason. So, well, let's see what else we got here. Something we're going to have to wait on because Will and I are going to do a stream about this, hopefully together, hopefully sooner rather than later, because this bad boy needs to come out of the box. I'm excited about this. This box art looks fantastic, and it's just got me hyped for that. And I love all the shininess on this thing, and I can't wait to pop this guy open. So, that notwithstanding, shall we do another? Y'all are in the comments. Shoot me out. Shoot a comment. Let me know. Should we go ahead and open up the ratchet as well? Got a little bit of time there. So your HasLab came in yesterday too. Big Easy. Nice. Have you opened yours yet? What do you think? Which HasLab is this for you? Is this your first? Do you have the others? And I think you're newer to viewing our channel, unless you had a different name before. And then when YouTube did all that switching around of names and stuff. But so, don't fall down. God, I really like this guy so much. Once I figured out how to get the legs to peg in, and they're still a little loose, but he looks really stinking good, man. His posing looks very, very dynamic, I feel. I feel it really does capture the the character from Prime, just the way that you can pose him, which he was a lot more like a hot-headed, hot shot type of guy. And so I think he looks really good. I really want to call him Blue Streak too. I really hope they do make a Blue Streak out of this. So, God, that looks so good. All right. Let's see. Lucas, you say go for it. And Jules, what's good, bro? Hope you're good. And do it. Open it. He needs a buddy. All right, Jules. We'll do it. We got 2 do-its. We'll do it. I wish you could post memes in the chat. Someone could have posted the Sidious do-it thing. So, easy. You have not had a chance to open him yet. You have the others. You picked up the Ratchet this week. Open it. All right. So I'll spoiler it for you then. Let's open up a Ratchet. Whoa, man, he has multiple burritos in his package and all the twisty ties. Wow. They didn't want this guy getting loose. This is not one we will need instructions for at all. He's been around the block a couple times in a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 different molds. Honestly, let's see. How many times has this mold been used? We got Trailbreaker, Hoist, Trailbreaker again, Trailbreaker for another release, a re-release. We got Lift Ticket, and we got the blue Diaclone one. So this is the 7th version of this mold, and I think it's probably going to be the best looking one. So, all right, man, he's got a bag of accessories too. Ooh, them bad boys going to get lost. You don't keep track of them. And we've got the original Ratchet up there too. We can compare him to. Wait, where is he? No, he's down here. Golly, come on out, you. I like how they committed that this just comes off. So let's see. Yeah, typically I wouldn't be getting a chance to open these right now either, but the children are gone and the wife is working late, so I get a little live stream time for another about 20 minutes. So let's see if we can knock this one out real quick. Jules, you say recently picked up a Galvatron Studio series at Burlington. Man, I have been looking at Burlington's to get that 86 Galvatron because I actually want him. My Galvatron has been... Oh, I didn't get the Kingdom one, but I did get the... Ooh, I did get the Selects Toy Deco one. And I think this thing is awesome. I love this toy deco. And I love all the little extra things. I love the rub sign that came on him. I love that it came with stickers you can put on him if you want to. But I really would like to have that nicer new purple of him. And so I've been looking at our Burlingtons around here as well, really hoping to pick them up for what, like $6 or something. Because why pay $40 when you can pay $6? Get back in there. He's going to have to straddle Weird Wolf's tail. All right, so Lucas, you say, cool Jews, you on the retail Straxus. Oh, I got that Straxus coming in too there, Lucas. It's got him and Flamin' Zeron in, and I skipped out on them on the first go around. Really wish I wouldn't have, and I was about to get the Flamin' Zeron, and they sold out on Pulse, and so I had to pay the aftermarket premium. So I got them both for $150, I think. So I paid quite a bit more, I guess. But I've got the comic compendium now, and I felt like I needed to get those two. And so I found a seller and made a deal with him. Let's get his legs unbound. Arms come out. There we go. Let's just get him put up here. box. Let's see. Jill say that one is sick too. Usually just pick up the one I like for cheap. Hasbro kills me with those prices, dude. Yep, 100%. Like I said earlier, like it killed me that it cost $60 for these two. I like to say I'm being more selective about things, but I guess I'm not. I am, because I still haven't picked up the new wheelie. I still haven't picked up the Outback. I still haven't picked up what's his face? A Swerve. I saw Swerve with these two, and I just like, I can't do three of them. And Swerve's one, I'm like, well, I'm hoping to wait to get for maybe a little cheaper. But I loved Prime and I loved Animated. And so getting better figures for them is always like, makes me happy. And Ratchet here, Ratchet looks, as I like to say, fan-freaking-tastic. He looks like he was ripped out of the show. He even has his little kind of dad pot belly that the original figure had. He's got his little Ratchet pot belly going on there. I feel the proportions are pretty close as well. And this Ratchet seems to have a bigger head, and this one seems like maybe too small almost, but I like the proportions better. It's real nice that they gave him the broken horn from his time in the war. Great attention to detail on this. Loving the colors on this as well. This kind of like red, but muted red. I will say the plastic feels a little bit thin on him. And I'll have to check with the other versions of this mold, but it seems a little bit thin. Seems a little loose as well at the thigh swivels. I like that they have eliminated the giant arm pylons that extended on the original versions of this guy. So, like I said, now the backpack has to be snippy snapped on here. Get him on here, which is easy enough to accomplish. That compacts down so nicely. And then we get a handful of weapons here with plenty of 5mm ports, so we can just jab them on all over the place. Is that a Cybertronian can opener or something? What is that? Boom and boom. Plenty of weapon storage on this guy. I feel these weapons are just a little small, or like quite a bit small, because it's the original one here. Like, now maybe it was just due to the gimmick, the way they went in his hands, but they were definitely way, way bigger, even without the little extra part. So, get you back on there. Get you a couple comments right here. Let's see. For real, bro, you've been saving up. Yeah. You say you're thinking of getting the Alpha Trion. I have it, and he's up there with the rest of the primes. I like him. I liked him way better than I thought I was going to like him, which has seemed to be a theme with a lot of the figures I've gotten lately, is liking them more than I thought that I would. And actually, out of all the primes, Onyx Prime, I did not like him as much as I thought I was going to. Actually, I don't dislike him, but I don't really care for him. Versus all the rest of the primes I thought were excellent. Especially like Quintus. Quintus was one I thought that I wasn't going to like. It's really, really good. Amalgamus, really, really cool figure. Let's see. Nexus, nothing crazy special, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Another one that I was surprised by from the primes was not Amalgamus, Alchemist. Alchemist is actually a pretty cool figure as well. Of course, Primus is great. I love Micronus. And let's see who else up there. Out of all those, Megatronus is Chef's Kiss. And we've got Liege Maximo that we haven't opened yet too. So let's see. Catch these rest of these comments here. Jules, you say you're a 90s kid. So by the time you saw the movie, we were already in Beast Wars. Oh yeah. I'm an 80s kid. I was born in 83. So I grew up with the original cartoon run, as it would be. But then I really got back into it during Beast Wars as well. And that's what actually started like my true collecting. Because I was, I had a job by then. I didn't have, I did. I mowed yards and stuff. And then I was, in my teens. And so I had a job. So I was able to actually buy some of those toys. And so my biggest claim to fame back then was I had all of the Transmetals, even the Black Arachnia that was only like released, I think in Europe or something like that. And I thought like that was my cool collection. I had all the Transmetal 2 figures. So I loved Beast Wars. Also, if you haven't watched Beast Wars, great show, like great writing, great voice cast. David Kay has gone on to do tons of things. Gary Chalk, David Kay was the voice of Megatron in the Unicron trilogy. And then he was the voice of Optimus in Transformers Animated. And so a lot of good, cool stuff came out of that show. But yeah, love some Beast Wars, man. Let's see. Julie say the shirt is dope. Beast Wars is my favorite series. Yeah, you like my Beast Mode tank top I've got here? Yeah, thank you. I thought that was a cool one. And Julie say they all look they do look a little small. Oh yeah, the weapons or the tools, they do look pretty small. But yeah, so let's check out a few little extra points on him. So he doesn't have the little molded in piece that the original had. And this is where he would have had his little magnet gun that RC he used to like heal people with. So I kind of wish that they had molded that in here, the way that they molded in the phase shifter on Smokescreen. But I'll forgive him for that, for all the rest of the stuff they gave him, because we finally get his little electron, what would you call these? Electron shield generator lifty weapons. I don't know what they were called. We finally get these weapons things for him that the original figure needed so bad. And there he is, being a grumpy old grump. Back in my day, the kids didn't do stuff that the kids do now. I think I identify with Ratchet a lot. He's a grumpy old man, and I've been a grumpy old man ever since I was a teenager. So, but yeah, I think they really, even those head sculpt, I think they capture his kind of grumpy gruffness, and I love these weapons. I think they look great. Overall, first impressions, fantastic. Articulation, we know what that's going to be because we've had this mold. Again, this is the 7th time, I think. But head all the way around on a ball joint. Shoulder, all the way around. Arms all the way out. Actually, all the way up, which is pretty crazy. We get a 90 and beyond at the elbow due to transformation. Back in the good old days of deluxes, we got wrist rotations on deluxes. Look at that. Is that so hard to do, Hasbro? Is that so hard to do? So hard to give us the wrist rotation on a deluxe? I don't think it is. Of course, we get waist swivels all the way around. We get legs that go out all the way. We get front kick all the way, back kick all the way, and then some. We get a knee that is definitely a 90, and then we get an ankle that gets broken like he's on the dance floor. So, great articulation on this mold as always. For a quick comparison, let's take a look at him in Trailbreaker. So here we are with Trailbreaker. He is dusty. And there's a lot of remolding on this guy. We share the same tops of the shoulders. The hood is actually exactly the same, I believe. I think it's the same proportions, but for some reason, this deco wears it way better than this did. And I think it's because this is slimmed down and looks less boxy, but Trailbreaker always did look a lot more boxy. The biggest difference, though, is the subtraction of these. The biggest difference I feel is subtraction of these little pieces here. It goes a long way to make this mold look a lot better. All right, catch comments. Julie say, don't get me started on those transmetals. I had most of them, and I wanted to try to get them, but realized they're pricey now. Sometimes you can find okay prices on them, I feel. People trying to get rid of collections and all. The one that I didn't have back then that I have now is the Cryotech. And he's floating down here with the Transmetal Megatron, the newer one, which when we get a Cryotech from that. But yeah, I love the Transmetals. Tigerhawk. I loved Tigerhawk, man. I thought that thing was so cool. And Depth Charge, Rampage, so cool. Fusors were my favorite, though. So the new Quick Strike that came out, was so stoked for that. The Silverbolt that came out recently, disappointed in that one, to be honest. And I really wish they would make the Sky Shadow, the lizard that was like the Dragonfly lizard. That was my other favorite out of all those. Oh man, how am I gonna get him back? Oh, haha! I caught you. Caught you, hound. There we go. Get you back on there. Uh-oh. All right. Let's see. Let me see what else we got here. And Jules says, yeah, some parts are the same. They're the same with Marvel Legends. Yeah, they do it real bad with Marvel Legends and Joe's. They just make $1, and they've gotten better about it, but they usually just make like $1, which, if you don't know, the buck is like the main body. And then they just kind of like swip and swap limbs and stuff out on those guys a lot. So, let's see. And hey, all right, Lucas, thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jules, yeah, man, that one was so cool. Also had the ones that turned into 2 different animals. So one was a mosasaur and then a scorpion, and then the polar bear to an owl, and then the Wolverine. Was it a Wolverine or was it a badger? It was a badger into a raptor. And then I had the Soundwave, which was an alligator into a bat, but that was 100% GPS. And I got that out to show my oldest son when he was younger, and it just literally just broke apart. I loved the Fusors. I thought that was such a cool concept. I really wish they'd have brought that into the show. All right, let's get this guy transformed up and see what it looks like in his alt mode. Come on, you. I'm going to turn this around so I can actually see. I really hope all these bits and bobs actually store in the alt mode. Man, I haven't transformed this mold in so long. I can remember how to do it. All right, I'm gonna have to get this thing transformed, y'all, and then call it a day, because the wife is home and we are kidless. So we're going to sit on the couch and not have to deal with other beings aside from our dogs, but who are, if you can hear them, are down there barking right now. Oh my gosh. So we have a puppy. His name is Phoenix, because we got him in Arizona, and he is pitching a dang fit down there. Okay, wait a minute. So I got to get you. I'm going to go up first, rotate, and then rotates back. Yeah, I completely forgot how this thing transforms. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Let's see here. And that into there. For those of you that are new to the channel, I never look at instructions. Again, of course, this is an older mold, so it's, you know, I can figure it out again, but I like the challenge. I like the puzzliness of it, of all of them. So, but I may have to check it out just so I can see where all these majiggers store in this guy. They may just like stick on somehow, but yep. No, there we go. Get those clipped in, and there we go. There we basically have him in his, there we have him in his vehicle mode. And this really hides those underparts better than the original one did, I feel. I think this looks really, really good. You can still see the fists there. Could be doing something wrong. Let me see. I don't think I am, though. Yeah, you can still see the fists underneath them there if you look at them from right angle, but this looks way better and somehow way like more compact than the original did. Maybe it's just the chest or the front is not as square. Just so happen to have another one sitting down here. So yeah, it looks sleeker than the original did. That new front end does a lot of heavy lifting on it, I feel. And underneath, it's the same. So yeah. Also, man, you got to love that Hilux design on that thing. Love that. Yeah, man, Ratchet is, I knew this was going to be a great figure, but man, this thing is super nice. If I could just figure out where to put all of his weapons, and I think we're going to put them all underneath here, which is going to be a pain in the butt to do. Let's see if we can get them on here. So, yep, that store's there. And there. Put an axe here. Put the Cybertronian can opener on the side in case you need to open a can of beans. And we'll put one of these on top. Actually, maybe not. Let's redo that. Let's put these on the side. Side here. Top here. Top here. And he can carry all of his accessories. I really like the inclusion of these parts underneath, so these smaller ones can store underneath, which is probably why they're so small. Still, I would like them to be a little bit bigger, but I want to know what this is for. What do we got coming here? Like, what's happening on this thing? Two separate ports. So what if we pop this off too and just make him a pickup truck? Who's that going to be? Who do we got coming here? Hello. Here you go. I know what you're doing. I'll be done in just a minute. So, I think this guy looks fantastic. Let me catch up on comments here. Yep, those were badass too. We got to hurry. And Big Easy, you're saying you're the same way about like not looking at instructions and just going with the puzzle aspect of it. It's one of my favorite things about these. Probably why I have to keep buying them so I can play with new puzzles. So, Big Easy, are you from Lord, I almost said Orlando. Are you from like New Orleans, or is that just your name for other reasons? Because again, I think it's the first time we've had you two pop in here, and it's been great conversing with y'all. I hope y'all will check out some more of the streams later on. But yeah, I love this guy. This looks great. Two great figures, not disappointing at all. I'm not disappointed in anything on these, either one of these. For Ratchet, Usually I can figure something out that could be better about a figure, but I really think they did an excellent job with this. I think this is one of the best releases they've had in a long time. And it's a retool. Big Easy, you're from New Orleans. All right, cool. Then you're not super far. You're down in the Louisiana. I'm up in the Alabama. So you're not too far from where I am. I think there's a train that runs out of where we're located that you can do like a 24-hour train trip to New Orleans and back. As you get on the train, ride down there, do some New Orleans stuff, jump the train, come back, and like all within maybe even like 12 hours or something. It's crazy. So, Jules, you're in Texas. All right. So y'all are both. So what part of Texas are you in, Jules? Are you in the close to Louisiana part of Texas or in the other part of Texas? So, and if y'all are that close, we are going to TFCon in Orlando in October. A couple dudes who are subscribers to the channel who we've met through just do live streams and stuff. They're coming down from Michigan and Virginia, and me and another buddy of mine that I met randomly in Target talking about Transformers, who is my co-host when we can do co-hosty things. He and I are going to take the trip down to Orlando. We're going to drive it. So, don't know what y'all are doing in October, but it would be cool to like get a group up and head on down to the TFCon and see what that's about. So, yeah, let's pop him back into his bot mode real quick, and then we're going to close this guy out. So, man, I really love the conversion of this guy. Really like that storage right there. I love a good weapon storage. Come here, you. There and there. Oh, that's supposed to come off. Here, come on, you. There we go. All right, Big Easy. Okay, wait. First off, Jules, you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so you're a bit farther from Louisiana, but still not too bad. And Big Easy, you're going to TFCon. Heck yeah, dude. Let's keep in touch then. Should all get up and hang out down at TFCon. Have you ever been to TFCon? I have not. I went to BotCon in 2023, I believe. Well, 2022 or 2023. It was shortly after the virus that shall not be named kind of opened up a little bit. So, boom, 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 boom. Put this thing back on here. It's Big Easy. It seems like you and I have some pretty similar collecting thoughts, and Jules seems like we both have some similar taste as well. So, oh, sick! You went to Chicago last year. Awesome. Yeah, that was the trade-off. Is like they do one in Chicago one year, and they do one in Orlando the next year. So next year's will be Chicago, but I'm hoping next year to go to Toronto. We've got some friends that live in Ohio, pretty high up, and trying to make a trip out of like going up to like see them and then go to Canada, because I've never been to Canada, and I think that might be neat. So, boom. So many weapons, so many weapons. And there. All right. So there we have Ratchet in his robot mode once again. And again, I think he looks fantastic. So many accessories. Love that. Still think the Cybertronian can opener is a weird thing to have. Love that we finally get these. Overall, completely, I think he looks great. I am super happy with this figure. And if you haven't picked him up, I think you should give him a shot. He's a vast improvement over the original, who's still a pretty great figure. And I think maybe the best use of that Trailbreaker mold so far. Let's see, Jules, what they usually sell, is it Transformers? So yeah, TFCon is a Transformers convention. So think of Comic Con, but just Transformers. They have 3 a year. They always do in LA. They always do a Toronto. And then every other year they swap between Orlando and Chicago. That's kind of like the East Coasty kind of ones. And so they have vendors that will have Transformers for sale. You'll see like a Transformers land there, or, whoever. They'll also have panels. They have, third-party companies will be there, and then various vendors. You have, like independent artists, people who have come and they're just selling off parts of their own collection, or maybe have a big collection, things like that. You can buy, sell, swap, trade. You meet a lot of people in the community, and then you can like swap around, like make some cool deals, maybe come out with some stuff. I'm hoping this year to come back with an animated Blackout, or a Hunt for the Decepticons lug nut. Those are kind of like the two that I'm really going after. Sometimes you can find good deals. Sometimes if you got old stuff, you can, maybe do a little swappy swap for someone. It's I don't know if you are familiar with the Transformer Slag podcast, Proto Man. Like he does like parts parties when he goes to the conventions in like Toronto or whatever. And so you can maybe find some rare stuff. So I've never actually been to one. I heard a lot about them. And like I said, I've been to a BotCon, so I kind of like softly know what they're like, but I think TFCon maybe be like a little bit bigger. BotCon used to be really big. And then I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure why that kind of broke down. I don't know the history of it. So, but yeah. So this has been a good day in Transformers. 2 excellent deluxes, I feel. And I don't feel anything is worth the price now. But I don't feel bad about paying that for the Ratchet. And I wish the smoke screen was like $25 instead of 27, sub 30, but pretty great. Would recommend both these guys. I'm kind of over the moon with these, just to be honest. Like I expected to like them, but did not expect to like them as much as I actually do. Great releases. So just a few closing comments here. Big Easy, you say that it's a great show for any Transformers collector. And Jules, you say that's dope. It is pretty dope. One quick shout out, since you two guys are new to the chat and the channel. My microphone stand today is sponsored by, not really sponsored by though, Blokey's Wheels, Scoop. He's been holding my microphone today. If you haven't gotten into the Blokies, like, love them to death. Super fun little kits, super affordable. The wheels, a little more pricey, but still really cool, fun little action features in them. Love them to death. Big Easy. I think most people would agree they're overpriced now. Though I will say that Sentinel Prime pack, that's a good price, don't you think? That's a good deal to get the 5th use of a mold with a piece of round plastic with it, right? So, so you guys found us here on our YouTube channel. Also have an Instagram that I never update, but maybe I can get back to doing that. And if either one of you want to shoot me a message over there, that's The Weekly Transformer on Instagram. Gmail is theweeklytransformer@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, if you want to continue the conversation, shoot me an email over there. So if you're going to TFCon, let's get together, hang out at some point down there. Catch the last few comments here. And let's see, you say you agree they're overpriced. And then, Jules, you say you got me 2 of them for Black Friday. They were pretty cool and do good poses. Yeah, the Black Friday deals were some stupid good deals, like $15 for 2. That was insane. And that made me real mad that I had previously purchased the Solus Prime, and then she was in a 2-pack. I was like, dang it, made me mad. And then I actually picked up one of the 2-packs that had the Prime in it to get, of course, it's not this one. This is from another clearance thing I found. But I picked up another one of those packs to get the Hot Shot, and to get one of those, an extra Prime to use to do a custom with, because I think I'm going to maybe do a Toxitron of that at some point if I can ever get around to doing it. Because I feel they're going to give us that molded Nemesis version at some point. I'm just waiting. They've only used it. Well, they used it twice. They used it for him and for the Magnus, which again, I love this mold. This mold's great, and this Magnus is great. Just to be a white Optimus Prime, I think this actually got one of my top spots of figure of the year last year, and it's just a white redeco of Optimus Prime. But I fancied myself that I want to do some customization at some point, so I want to repaint that Prime. I did this Primal, this Nemesis Primal from the Blokey's model kit that was also on Black Friday for like $5 or whatever. So gave him a little bit of teal, the red, some extra silver and stuff on it. So hopefully I can get back to doing that customization. I really like that, even if I did do it. So he'll go down there with my other Nemesis Primal. So, all right, gents. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Love that we had a couple new faces in here. I really, really hope you guys come back, because I really enjoyed having y'all in the chat and having y'all in the conversation. Again, check out the Instagram. Shoot a comment on a video if you want to stay in contact. Right now, I'm going to go let the dogs back in and hang out with the wife for a bit. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all soon. God bless.